Welcome back. In this video, we will talk about writing a program to find the largest of fine numbers. And the problem description here is that write a program to ask the user to enter five numbers. The user is going to enter five numbers one after another, not all at the same time. And your job is to, among those five numbers, find the largest, number one, and display the number. So before we even think about how to write the computer program, let me ask you, how does our brain solves this problem? Let's do this exercise once or twice and then pay attention to how we solve this problem. As a part of this exercise, I'm going to give you five numbers. First number. So what is the largest right now? 6. Now, if I give you another number, what is the largest? Largest is still 6. Now, if I give you 8, so the new number that I'm giving you, 8, what is the largest? You replace 6 with 8. Now, I'm going to give you a new number. The new number is 2. Now, what is the largest? Do you replace this here? No, keep that. I'm going to give you another number, 10. Now, what is the largest? Now, you're going to replace 8 with. So we took 10 numbers, 5 numbers at the end of it. The largest is 10. So let's do this exercise one more time so that you pay attention how we are solving this problem. So I'm going to write the new number over here. So I'm going to give you the first new number. First new number is, let's say, 8. And now what is the largest number? 8. Now, I'm going to give you next number. So the next number that I'm going to give you is 5. And now what is the largest? The largest will remain as 8. And I'm going to give you the next number. The next number I'm going to give you is 1. And what is the largest now? Largest will still remain as 8. And the next number is, let's say, 10. Now, what is the largest now? Now the largest is 10. And I'm going to give you the one more number. The new number that I'm going to give you is, let's say, 5. And what is the largest after taking the new number? The largest remains 10. So we did this exercise twice. By now, you should be able to put these tasks that our brain did. How did our brain solve? So as the brain collected the number, let's say the numbers that our brain collected, let's say it goes into that cell. So the brain is collecting the new numbers, but the brain is only keeping track of the largest number. So brain is doing this. It's taking a new number and it's comparing that with the largest number. If the new number is bigger than what we have here, then it is going to replace the largest with the new number. So for example, let's try this again. Let's say the largest is 10, and now the brain we took the new number, let's say 12. And then what did we do? After taking a new number, we compare this with that. It compares new number with the largest. And is the new number greater than the largest? Yes, in this case, if it is largest, what we're doing is we are replacing what is in the largest with the new number. Basically, it gets copied over. This new number here gets copied into here. Now let's take one more number. I'm going to delete that. Take a new number in this cell. So take 5. After taking a new number, what do? We compare this with this. Compare new number with the largest. Is this new number bigger than the largest? No. In that case, you will leave this as it is. Don't touch it. So basically, this is what we did. If I had to put this in simple English, what did we do? We fetch the new number from the user. That is a step 1. Step number 2, after getting the new number, what did we do? We compare the new number to the current largest. So we hold on to the current largest. When we take a new number, we compare that new number with the current largest. If the new number that you just collected is bigger than the largest, then make the new number as the largest. So if the new number that I got here, for example, if this were to be 15, then I would copy this number over here into that cell over there. So basically, we did these three things. So now let me write this code. If I'm going to write this code, I got largest as 0, and I'm taking a new number into a cell called new number. And if the new number is greater than the largest, what do we want to do? We want to copy this new number into the largest cell. And if it is not, we simply ignore that. We don't copy this new number into the largest. So that is these three lines of code. Takes one number. If that new number is bigger than the largest, copies the new number into the largest. Since we have to do this for 5 numbers, we take another number into a new number. If that new number is greater than the largest, now the largest becomes the new number. So that's for the second number. We are repeating the same thing for the third number, fourth number, and fifth number. Got it? So now basic idea is to take a number into this cell, and compare that with what is in the current largest. If this number is bigger than this, you put that number over here. So idea is we want to use this cell to retain the largest number, because we are using this cell here to track the largest number. If the new number that we take is not bigger, we simply ignore that and move on. So that is the code here. This is the task. And you notice that we are basically repeating the same task over and over. How many times? 5 times. Since we are repeating the same task over and over 5 times, why do I want to do this over and over, right? If there were to be 100 numbers, then I don't want to copy paste this 100 times. So what do? I simply get rid of these, and I have this. I want to wrap this in a for loop so that the whole thing is repeated 5 times. When I come out of the for loop, I want to display the largest number is str largest. There is a problem with this program. We'll discuss about that in a second. So if I run it, let's put a breakpoint here. I have my debugger turned on. Let me run it one more time. Debugger turned on. Asking for the new number. Let's say 12. Now the new number is 12. Check to see, is new number greater than what is in largest? 0. If it is, then I said, we see what happens. The new number will be now copied into largest. It hasn't executed this line yet. After executing this line, you see, now the largest becomes 12. One more time. Take a second number, let's say 5. And what is the new number? 5. And is that bigger than the current largest? Current largest is 12. Since it is not bigger, see, it simply skipped over this line. Your largest is still 12. Now we're going to take a third number. Third number is 3. Is 3 bigger? The new number 3 is bigger than the current largest 12? No, it skipped that. Now it's going to take another number. Let's say 15. See, now 15 is bigger than the largest. Current largest is 12. Now it's going to copy over 15 into the largest. And it's going to take the last number. Let's say it is 6. So 6 was not bigger than the 15. So the largest still remains the 15. Now we reach the end of the program. So when you are using the loop, you need to ask yourself, what is the task? This is the task. That is the basic task. You have to ask yourself, what is the task? The second question is, how many times do I want to repeat task? These are the two questions you have to ask. What is the task? And how many times do I want to repeat the task? Oftentimes, beginning programmers try to approach both of these at the same time. What is the task? How many times do I want to repeat? Leave that, just like the way we solve, right? First, think about the task. Get your task down. If you don't have a clarity on what is the task, then it doesn't make sense no matter how many times you repeat it. Come up with a task, write it in plain English, translate that into Python. Once you translate that into Python, just like the way we did, we basically took those lines, copied and pasted 5 times. Then after looking at the code, then we realized, hey, I can do this better. I can make it more efficient by using the loop. And I know how to use a for loop. Let me use a for loop because basically I'm repeating the same task over and over, right? Anytime if you see a code repeating, anytime when you're writing the code, if you see the code being repeated, think about using it as a loop, right? Using it in the loop. So now the problem here is, what if I enter all negative numbers? This problem is going to be it's not going to work. So let me take the breakpoint off and run it one more time. Let's say 5, 4, minus 3, minus 1, minus 8. Now it says the largest number is 0. That is not correct. So among these, what is the largest number? The largest number here is the largest number. So what happened here? We have a bug, right? This is called the logical bug. How did this bug came in? Because we did not do what our brain did. Our brain solved it very cleverly, but we did not follow exactly the way our brain solved the problem. Now, let me give you a number here one more time. Now pay attention to this. Let me give you a number. So at this point, what is your largest? 7. So that means the very first number that you took, you made that largest right away. Not what we're doing here. We are assuming the largest as 0. That is the problem. Remember, the way our brain worked, the very first number that it took, we made that as the largest. Let me give you the second number. Let's say the second number that I gave you is 3. The new number is 3. Your current largest is 7. Are you going to replace the largest? No. Now, one more time. New number, let's say, is 10. You compare 10 with 7. Is the new number bigger than what we have in this cell here? Yes. Then make that as largest as 10. And let's say 15, new number bigger than, current largest is 10, right? Is the new number 15 bigger than current largest? Yes. Then that becomes 15. So the goal here was the first number that we took, make that as the largest. So in other words, let me do this one more time. Let's say 4 and the current largest is 15, right? Now, when you took the 4, new number is 4. Is that bigger than current largest 15? No, then leave the current largest as 15. So now the way our brain worked is the first number that it took, it made that largest right away. So how do we do that here? So remember, this is repeating the loop 5 times, right? So what do we want to do? We don't want it to repeat this 5 times. We want to do it 4 times. Why? Because we want to take the first number, make that largest, and the remaining 4, I want to put it in the loop. Is that clear? Take the first number, make it largest. Since you have already collected one number before even getting into the loop and made that as the largest, and collect the remaining numbers in the loop. So the loop should go around how many times? In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? So I want to change this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this here, put it this, and instead of that, I'm going to make the first number as largest. So I'm taking the first number, make that as largest. Now I have already collected one number. How many more numbers remain to be collected? 4 more, right? So I change this over here to 5 so that this is repeated 4 more times. Now, you see, this is the result of the earlier run where it displayed largest number as 0. Now I'm going to run it again, enter number, let's say -8, -4, -1, -5, -9. You see, the largest number is 1. Remember, -1 is bigger than -5, -2, -3, all of these. So if I enter, now let's test this program with positive numbers. Let's say I type 9, 2, 6, 1, and 5. So the largest should be what? 8, right? See, the largest number is 8. So in other words, this program works both for positive numbers as well as negative numbers. So now we have removed the bug in the program. So basically, this is how you solve these kind of problem. Always ask yourself, what is the task? That's the first thing you should pay attention. What am I accomplishing in the task? What is that I am doing, and I'm doing it again and again? For example, we do this all the time in everyday life, right? We have stopped at the stoplight and we are waiting for the light to turn green. So what do? We look up, we see that the signal is still red, then we wait for a certain few seconds, and we look up, see that signal is still red, we wait for a few more seconds, then we look up, we see that signal is still red, we wait a few more seconds, then we look up, the signal has turned green, boom, start driving. And so that's it. What is the task that we are doing there? We're looking up, and what are we comparing? We're comparing to see if the signal has turned green. If it is not, then what do? We just wait for a few seconds. That is a task. So we look up, basically compare to see if the signal is green. If not, wait for, let's say, 5 seconds. So basically we are doing this. This is the task. And we are doing this over and over until when? Until the signal turns green. So again, anytime you're trying to solve any problem that you think requires a loop, ask yourself, what is the task? How many times I have to repeat the task, right? And come up with, in plain English, write down those instructions for the task. And then you can always wrap that task with the loop just the way we did to solve the problem. Okay? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.